So we have an in-studio guest today, and it's somebody that we both know really well, Crisco and I do. Dez hasn't met Ryan until today, but we have Ryan from Gameday Men's Health in with us, and we're both big advocates of Gameday Men's Health because we've gone for similar things, but have had very different experiences and are having very different experiences with Gameday Men's Health. We went in, and we're not going to bring up who had higher testosterone. It was very, very close.
Me.
The numbers were minuscule.
Nobody's counting,
They're
but I did.
minuscule.
You also have like 8 extra years of life
You
on
don't
me.
have to point that
9
out. It's
extra
my
years, but
birthday in like 24
but
hours,
that's
dude.
the whole point of that is
What a dick.
the older you get, then you lose a little bit more.
Facts.
So technically, I was just above you, but 8.5 years difference, I should have been much higher than
But
you.
we all suspect I probably have the most testosterone out of anybody.
Fair.
How is that? Because Des did say she wanted to go in and have her testosterone
I
tested.
did.
If a woman has it tested, do they even rank with a man, or is it comparable at all?
It's not comparable. I'm sure there's a ratio or something that you could, adjust for that. But that's becoming more and more popular too. That's not something we do because, as we all know, women's, hormones and cycles very, very different than men's. Men's are much more simple. But yeah, that's something that's coming up more and more for women that I'm seeing online as well.
I think it's interesting though, like to have a place. It's cool to have a place where just dudes can go to feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's maybe walking in, you don't know what to expect.
You're walking into a man cave when you walk in
so
there.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And they have snacks and they have water.
They do?
Do you take that stuff?
Yeah.
You
What
should.
kind
I
of
actually get like a
snacks?
small little grocery bag. I'm like, I'll take a couple
We're
of
like,
those.
because here you go.
They were like, oh, restock. Crisco's here. Watch out, everybody.
But you bring up a good point. I mean, that was something that really tied me to this brand was I loathe going to the doctor. I loathe going to clinics. I loathe
I don't know anybody else like that.
talking
Wesley.
to, talking to at least the experience I have with general care physicians. I don't want to blanket all of them, but it's very much like hit your knee, look in your ear. Yep, you're good. Well, doctor, I had this question. I want to get this blood work. Well, you don't need to do that because they look at you when you walk in and based on just what you look like, they make assumptions immediately.
Yeah.
And so that's what I experienced. And then just the whole experience of a shitty parking lot with, 80 spots and then don't know where you're going and walking in and then you're a number on a list. And it's just, we just kind of relieve all that. And it's, hey, Wes, great to see you, man. How are you doing today? Awesome. Hey, we're ready to rock and roll. You ready to do this? And so just kind of taking those things that guys and probably most people hate about the doctor, taking it out of it, making it a little more easy. So,
well, and one thing that has been so big for me going through this whole process, because I've been with you guys for a while now, is there was a lot of like shame in my own life, and it was nothing, but there was nothing to be
I think you
shameful
should
about
share
it.
what it was.
That's what I'm saying. I will 100% say
why
it because
not?
like you get kind of stuck in it, and it makes you think like 100 different ways of like, should I have shame about this? And there isn't shame in it. When I gained all that weight and I got to 500 pounds, I very much lost all of that, all
the
of
drive.
the drive, the confidence. And it was.
Could you even get?
No, and that's something that we're working on right now because there's so many different things at Gameday Men's Health that help with it, and you guys have helped.
How about now? Is it popping up?
No, it's not. It's in
How am I sitting over here?
Yeah, no, it's actually going in reverse. It's weird.
it's inside now.
It's more hibernation at this point. But no, but it was truly something that like, especially losing the weight, and you were going through this emotional roller coaster anyway because I get skin hanging on me, and I've got all these other things, and it was like the last thing I wanted to think about. And in my first time going in there, I was like, you say it like you have to be shy about it, and you don't because you walk in there, and everybody at Gameday Men's Health truly just wants to help.
Yeah.
They just want to go, okay, well, hey, this didn't work. I don't even remember the name of the supplement that I got there, but there's a supplement that I got there that I didn't even realize I was supposed to be taking. You get it from beets, and you get it from, it's like something acid, something. I wish I remember
Nitrous
the name
oxide?
Nitrous oxide, way off. Nitrous oxide.
Oh, so you're fast like a car.
So like I was missing that, and you guys did the test there, and she was like, you're not even showing up on the register for this right now. So this is something I get my supplement. I have noticed I had this like mark on my leg from bad circulation and poor circulation, and the thing that helped, I this spot on my leg forever when I gained all the weight. That spot has completely lost the dark spot that was
Really?
there.
That's
the
awesome.
circulation has helped.
Yeah.
It's helped me feel like more energy and better days. Like it's just crazy the confidence that it's given me. Because people even said, oh, with your weight loss, it's not that you lost the weight, it's that you feel more confident. Because going with you guys, it has truly helped me get that confidence back and working on those things where, I mean, that could have been crippling if I didn't go into you guys at Gameday Men's Health and do something about it. I would have just walked around life going, well, I can't go out with a girl because I can't, even
Which
be
is so
excited
sad.
or be, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there was nothing to it. And it's just been so many positive steps forward with you guys. And so I thank you for that.
That's awesome. And those are the stories we love hearing. I mean, that's what myself and my business partner are really passionate about is helping guys. That's the reason why we're there. You were the third guy. You were probably the third guy that day that walked in that had those same issues, right? So it's not like you're going to walk in and say anything to our clinician that's going to make her think less of you, right? Like, oh, I can't believe it. That's what we're literally there for.
Yeah.
And I do think there are a lot of guys, like you said, that either have the shame or they just don't want to address it because they're used to the traditional medical, experience. And so we are slowly but surely, hopefully one guy at a time changing that, and you sharing your story like that, I think makes a big difference.
Well, and I'm 41. I don't want to have to, and not that there's any shame in that. I know there's different things, but like, I don't want to have to take like, Viagra for the rest of my life or something like that because I'm 41. I don't want to have, that's not something you should, like I said at the beginning, I was like, oh, this is something I wasn't going to talk about. And then I got with you guys and I was like, there should be no shame because I know I'm not the only one. Like you said, I was probably the third one that day who walked in.
We need more people that are just openly talking about it and hopefully having a safe place so they can come and do that and, with a clinician that knows what they're talking about.
And that's why we wanted to do this. Crisco and I obviously are both going to Gameday Men's Health, and Dez is super interested because her husband's very interested in it. But every guy has a different experience. And ladies, if you're listening to this right now, maybe your guy's having this. I wasn't having a problem getting a hard on. I'm going to be perfectly honest. And anybody that listens to this podcast knows how horny I always am. But the thing was where I was falling short is I wasn't in the mood as much. Like I can get perfectly fine. It happens. But like my wife would come to bed and you guys always joke like she doesn't offer it very often. And then she does and you say no, because it just was. I was just like, I don't know. I'd rather actually just watch 90 Day Fiancé today or go to the gym. I'm like, my whole life I've gone to the gym and I'm like, maybe I just don't feel like doing that today. Going for a walk, 10,000 steps seemed crazy. I'm averaging 12,000 now because I love to do it. And it's that energy has changed so much since I started getting my shots. I have so much more desire. Believe me, my wife was like, can you actually tone it back a bit because you're grabbing me too much? Crisco got to witness that one night at my house.
She grabbed me that same night.
I was like, dude. And then brain clarity. Like I'm obviously a stumble, fumble, jumble, all over the place kind of person anyway, but I feel like I think so much clearer since starting to do this. So I'm a huge advocate, and I'm not just saying that because you're not paying us. Let's be honest. Let's just put it out there. Ryan's not paying Crisco and I to say these things. We actually have had
I thought we were at first. And I was like, wait a second. This whole time, no, it's fine.
Right.
But that's the passion that's behind it because I couldn't imagine going the rest of your life and just being like, I don't know, I'm kind of tired, or me just sitting there going.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Right. Like, and I mean, I got so comfortable talking about it. I can't tell you how many lunches I've probably told these guys way too many details about my life. And they're like, yeah, I'll take a burger, please. Thank you so much.
I think people should always, women, we talk about all the things when we're going in perimenopause or menopause. There's all these things, and people seem to be comfortable about that. It's just recently that people started talking about low T and the things that come with that, because it's not just, one or two people. Truly everybody who is a man of a certain age is going to go through this, right?
Yeah, I hate to say every single one, but the large majority. I mean, statistics are very low, at least in comparison to what we see. Now, maybe that's just because we're only seeing guys that come in with symptoms. But I talk to a lot of people, and what you just talked about, that experience of, hey, I don't have no problem getting an erection, but I just don't have the same sex drive. That's very common, So
women right now are going Gameday Men's Health.
Honestly, they should,
and they should, because it may. We talked about a little bit more about the comfortability of guys of actually taking the step to make the appointment, and it's I'm the same way. I'm busy, right? To schedule an appointment to come in, but we get you your results within 20 minutes. You're out the door in about an hour, right? We make it, we're just so straightforward with it. You don't have to mess around with coming back, a week later to get your results and then having a thing and then another week later to get started. We start you that day if you want to get on.
That's awesome.
And so again, I'm a busy guy too. So that convenience factor, that simplicity, but it is something that's being talked about a lot more. And I think one reason why we're successful is because when your testosterone is off, that is the number one thing that when you make that adjustment, you will see a difference. Whereas there's lots of things you can do with diet and supplements and these different things. And those things can be great too. But those are more like dialing in kind of the more of the minute things. If your testosterone is not in the right place, all of these things are probably going to most likely fall short or do very little.
Yeah, you can't work out at the gym and go, oh, my T's higher now. This is great. It doesn't work like that.
So lifting heavy weights is one thing that will naturally help boost your T. But we're not talking talking so much that it's going to change your life
No.
versus a replacement.
Not like where
So-
I'm higher than Wes and he's lower than me.
Is there when, and obviously I've gone through this a little bit, and we don't have to talk about negativity things on this, and I'm not trying to go down that road, but
No,
when
please
you're
do.
first doing these shots, is there a little bit of a time where your body is balancing? Because I did notice a little more. These guys said I was a little more crass with them, and
Yeah,
then
I'm like,
everything's
okay,
balanced
grumpy.
out. Is there a part? And maybe I should have asked this up front. But at first, I was a little more snappy at these guys, and then now I feel like I've calmed back down a little bit. Maybe my body's adjusted to the amount of testosterone I now have.
Yeah, that absolutely is a thing. I mean, anytime you're putting something new in your body, it's going to take time for it to adjust. And so everybody responds differently, though. So I've heard, I don't know, maybe 5% of the people I talk to that have said like, oh yeah, I've caught myself being a little bit edgier, but we're talking 5%.
Sure. Yeah.
Other people experience it differently. So it's really,
Like Crisco didn't change at all. I knew like I would snap
Yep,
quicker.
it's something
but
that
it was
can-
a few weeks, and then everything just kind of balanced
Yeah.
out.
totally.
Yeah.
Never noticed it since.
No.
Yep.
And again, higher T didn't do that.
Not as much of a
But
shift,
just couldn't get erections. That's all my problem was.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because Crisco and I, though we're both getting kind of treated for the same thing, we have very different experiences there. Like I go in once a week and I get a shot, and I can actually take one. I had to give myself one when I was in Spain.
Good boy.
They
Way
taught
to
me
go.
how to do
Did
it.
it.
Yeah,
Woohoo.
I did it. It didn't hurt. I was so scared because I'm afraid of needles.
Yeah.
They actually know they have Bella over there has a note in my chart. Just talk to him and jab him. Don't
I
say
love
3,
that.
2, 1.
I love that.
So I'm like, just stop counting down. Just do it, because
Bella's
I don't
the
like
best.
this. Yeah.
But that's a good point, because a lot of guys, a hesitancy to come in is, I'm afraid of needles. I could never do it. And we have a multitude of options, which I think you're going to get to now. But almost every single guy that actually does start with the injection, because that's the one that we found just the most amount of success with, of just being consistent and directly into your bloodstream. Every single guy says, "Oh gosh, this isn't nearly as bad as I thought."
Yeah.
But we do have other options as well. So keep going.
So that's basically what I do. Is I get a shot, and then every 6 weeks I sit down with Whitney, and she kind of goes over my blood work and sees where I'm at, and my testosterone obviously raised. I think next week have to meet with her again, so I'm going to be at 12 weeks to see where I'm at and to talk about different things. But I obviously just go in for a shot. But Crisco goes in, and he's had a much different experience with what they recommended or you guys recommended for him.
Yeah, and I did the first go around. I did the pellets, and I think, and we've even talked. And that's the thing, is you don't just stick to one thing. If you think, oh, I want to try this, I want to change this up, I'm going to be going over to the shots after the pellets. I think I'm close to the end of the pellets cycle. But then it was like I said, I ended up having to do those pills, and then I ended up also doing, I think it's Gainswave, which is something that helps with, gaining that confidence back and helping out and getting
is
the
that?
blood flow. It's basically helping with the blood flow and the circulation.
Is it a shot? Is it?
No, it's like, you know the exact
So
thing.
it's actually an acoustic sound wave machine. So the licensing on it is called Gainswave. That's the actual procedure that we're doing. So it helps with blood flow down in that area. So it's really for guys that do experience those issues, it's more of a permanent fix than a Viagra. But
Yes.
Viagra and nitrous oxide, these things all just help with blood flow. That's all they do. And so this just helps break up plaque that's in that area that has built up over time, and help.
We know you don't have plaque for other reasons.
No, there's no plaque. Now, say for instance, I had done the first 4, and because of scheduling, I missed 2 in a row. I'm still okay.
All right.
I'm still okay, right?
It
That's
does.
good.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Like
it's-
you didn't lose.
It doesn't go
the
backward.
Game.
Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Wes tried to take his shirt off earlier. It definitely went backwards. So
But when doing that, we have studies that show that like 80% success rate of guys that are able to, I don't want to say permanently move past their ED issues, but that they make them significantly better. We do recommend like tune-ups, maybe for some guys it's once a month, for some guys it's every 2 months, to come and kind of keep that up. But yeah, it's a very effective, not relatively non-invasive, not surgical, way to do that. And so we've had a lot of success with that for
Can
sure.
I ask a really stupid question?
There's no
Sure.
stupid questions here, Des.
Okay, so is it this doesn't mean to be mean. Is it like if you don't use it, you lose it type of a thing? I'm sorry.
thank you, Des. I just love that you're always there for me.
I just am curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think
Because
it was the circulation.
he was
thing.
using it, and he did.
No, he didn't lose it. I think truly, and he can tell you obviously.
Small
Ryan,
data points,
small
just
data
a
points.
couple people.
I don't think that helped, but at the same time, I do truly think, because like I said, I had that spot on my leg. It was like a dark, like almost not black, but like the circulation was being cut off and it was stopping.
And it's everywhere.
And that was going up my body and it was going. So I think that's why we've added those pills, and that's why I've gone and done the Gains Wave, because it's helping break up that plaque in the circulation to help me be able to get that. I don't think it's anything you lose technically. I think it's my poor circulation that was causing me to do it. Again, maybe wrong, maybe.
And
maybe
there's a lot coming out now. I don't know if it's by means of actual funded studies, but I'm hearing a lot of just everyone getting on blood flow supplements. I've been trying one at a very low dose. Just think about it. The more blood flow you can get throughout your entire body, the better.
Yeah.
Now I'm not trying to get a boner every single day, every time but taking
some of us
not at work anyway.
Yes,
but taking a low dose of that, just thinking about it, it's very logical. Better blood flow within your body is going to allow your body to produce more nutrients and get them where they need to go.
And I've noticed such a difference just I remember going in for the first one and you're doing it and you're like, again, takes a little bit, first one starts everything. And by like the second one, we were at like a restaurant. And I'm like, oh my God, guys, things are moving. I was like, this is crazy.
We're all like these little cheerleaders.
This waitress is like, did you want another Diet Coke? I'm like, yes, please. Thank you so much.
I love it.
So obviously we've talked about our experiences, and I had mentioned that Taylor, Dez's husband, has asked me questions about, things that you guys do at Game Day Men's Health. But maybe Dez, I don't even know if you know questions that he would have asked, because I was like, you're not old enough to have
He's
to think
so
about this yet,
close
but
to
he's
40,
thinking
but
about it a
he's
lot.
37.
Which I think is good. I think guys should think about it because it does start to change.
He's super healthy. He eats healthy. He works out. It's not about the boner at this point. Maybe it could be in the future at sometime. But he has heard you guys and people saying that it helps with sleep. It helps with all these other things. And the brain fog thing, I mean, he takes different supplements that are supposed to help with that. And some things have worked, some things don't. I mean, are those the benefits that somebody like him would get? And would he get the same, would he be getting testosterone shots, or are there other things he'd be
It's a
getting
really
for
good
that?
clarifying point, because I look at this as it's a free consultation to come in and see where your testosterone is for free. B, you can get a full lab panel done. We charge basically what we get charged for those lab panels. So compared to going to a doctor, it's going to be 3 times as much, because we don't really put margin on that. That's not where we make our money.
Yeah.
And so to come in and just get a panel done to see where you're at, I was doing that well before Game Day every 6 to 8 months for my own personal life.
Oh, really?
To just you're building a directory of basically your life over time. So God forbid in the future, if I were to get, some sort of a disease or something, I'd have this history of things we could see to maybe point out, oh, this is where something even turned here. So that was my mindset with it. And so, starting there, like Crisco just said, seeing that your NO is low, that might be something. A big one that we come across a lot, which we don't really treat ourselves, but is your thyroid. If your thyroid is off, that can happen at any age. We've caught that with guys that were, basically dead. Their thyroid, we have a guy that his thyroid was not even functioning, and he was trying all of these different things from his doctor, all of these medications. He was on heart medication and this and that. And we saw that it was his thyroid. He went to his doctor, got on thyroid medication, off every other supplement.
That is amazing.
And so it's just, and I was just talking to his trainer today, and he's like, he's a different man. Like, he's lost weight, he's leaned up, he has more recovery. So,
because your body, everything needs to be firing.
It all matters. And so what I tell guys is like, hey, come in and have a conversation. If you're feeling a little bit off, it doesn't really, we really only deal with guys 30 and up. If you're feeling really off and you're under 30, still come in. It's probably not testosterone. It's probably something else going on. But again, it's come in, have a conversation, let them know where you'd like to optimize. And it might be TRT, but it might not be. There's also ways to increase your testosterone, not doing a replacement, right? Like there's prescription meds that help your body produce more TRT, more testosterone. And so there's a variety of things that can help. So you talked about kind of what are our service. So we have testosterone enhancing products to get you optimized to the level where we think you should be.
They need to be optimized.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
I also got a real good clean bill of health on my blood work.
There we go.
Came back and Whitney's like, I am shocked. I was like, I really would have thought there was something.
We had bets going around the office.
She's like, I would have
We
thought it
all
would have been
are.
some sort of like country gravy in there or something like that. But here we go. No, they're fantastic.
Yeah. And something as small as low vitamin D can really affect you. I think a lot lot of people know that already, but, knowing what that is, low vitamin B, so there's a variety of more simple things, but we have, things that can help with your testosterone. We have just not generic, but high quality supplements that we can suggest. You can get them from us. You can just get those from somewhere else. We have ED. We do weight loss in the form of mostly GLP-1s.
Oh, wow.
And then we do peptides. And so a peptide is a chain of amino acids that works with the cells in your body. So it's telling your body to trigger and do something better than it's currently doing. So
that is what my husband has asked about.
Yeah, that's what he asked me about.
The peptides.
And those are very much you can take a cycle, which is typically 4 weeks in the ones that we do, and we do injectables of those, and then you can evaluate how you feel. So it's not typically something like usually you get on testosterone, you stay on it. For most people, you don't have to. You can absolutely get off. It's not going to hurt you. Your body will go back to adjusting, and you'll go back to how you feel today. And so, but with the peptides, there's ones that will help grow muscle. There's ones that will help with recovery, that help with sleep. A lot of the same benefits that testosterone does, just in a different way, and not like, replacing something in your body. And so there's a wide variety of different things you can do. Peptides are becoming more and more popular for sure. But there's good reason, because again, it's not, I hate to say it's not a pharmaceutical, because my wife battles me on that, but I'm like, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as just, it's something to help your body just be more effective. And peptides have been being used. I mean, insulin is a peptide. And so that's been being used forever.
Yeah.
GLPs are peptides.
Maybe that's why I've heard that word so much. And I think in my collagen or whatever I take, there's peptides in it too.
Correct. So that would be, I take those as well in my coffee. Those are going to be a little more subtle. I think we talked about, so we work mostly with injectables, simply because they go straight into the bloodstream. They're bypassing the digestive system. So anything you swallow, whether it be a pill or a powder, you're not going to get as much effectiveness out of it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but that's just tends to be the case. And so when we're selling something and saying, hey, it's going to do this, we want to make sure that it has the best chance of doing that. So, and that's done through a little tiny baby injection into your subcutaneous space, usually in your belly. And so that's very, very non-invasive. It's the size of an insulin needle. So,
We kind of started this, or Des mentioned it at the beginning, that it's become very commonplace that women will talk about going through menopause. You even see TV commercials on the regular basis.
All the time.
And I feel like us guys, it's always like, I'm a macho man. I don't want to talk about problems that I was having, not being able to get an erection, or me saying I just didn't desire not that I don't find my wife attractive, I just wasn't wanting that at night. That we need to make this a commonplace. And that's why we wanted to do this podcast, to talk to you, to show that we can actually talk about this as guys, if guys are listening to this.
Should.
Or wives, go home and talk to your husbands and say, Crisco admitted pretty personal things on this podcast,
It doesn't, it's like, I said at the beginning of it, I was like, oh man, not of this podcast, but of the whole journey. I'm like, I don't want to share that with anybody. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't say something, then somebody else is going to not say something, and they're going to hold it in. And it's, you know what I mean? So for me, that does not bother me. You know me, I share everything about everything in my life, but it even goes with like mental health. It's like something that was such a stigma, like you can't talk about that. You can't. Yes, you can. You can talk about things that are going on in your life. If you don't, then it's something that can really cause you a lot of problems. And I'm on the road to recovery because of being able to talk about it in Game Day Men's Health. So
it's awesome. I just find this so interesting. And I mean, I think it's cool that you guys have shared it. And I think it's so cool that there is a place like this, because I mean, now it makes it easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you can go there.
That's the whole goal. And I heard so often before opening this, guys saying, well, this hurts or that hurts or this isn't working right, just getting old. And it's like, no, we don't have to just accept as we age that you automatically are going to feel worse in every single area. Some of that, of course, is going to come, but there are pathways to optimizing and just feeling better longer. So I think that's the big message we're trying to get out there.
Awesome. Well, again, it's Ryan, Game Day Men's Health. You've got 3 locations around the Twin Cities. There's Minnetonka, Edina, and Roseville, correct?
Correct.
And do you have places where people can reach out to you, social media, websites, all that kind of stuff that you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. GameDayMen'sHealth.com, and then you can choose a location from there. So we are nationwide. We are the largest men's health clinic in the country. And so you can get one, pretty much in every major city, but those are where we're at here. That's the best way to reach out. You just fill out a little form. We will respond pretty much immediately. You can book it over text. That's usually the best way to go. We also have an Instagram. Our personal handle is GameDay_Twin Cities_West. It's kind of a mouthful. So maybe just GameDayMen'sHealth.com is the easiest way.